Summer camp is a place to build memories and friendships, a place for discovery and fun. One of the camps on Idaho's Coeur d'Alene Lake is Camp Sweyolakan, run by Camp Fire of the Inland Northwest.
This camp has been around since 1922, and it's been a huge part of many children's lives.
The year was 1924. I was 12 years old, and from the first view of the Frog Rock around the corner here to the sandy beach and the buildings that were here, we just loved it from that first moment.
My whole life was changed by coming to Sweyolakan, and I can't imagine what it would be like without it.
I came here as a camper, so I was a Bluebird camper and then came for 10 years as a camper. Was on staff for a year, then went away for quite a while, went to college, grad school, and then decided that I needed to come back to camp, to my home, to where my roots are, and work with kids again and share some of the experiences that I got to have here as I grew up at this camp.
Miss Erica is now director of Camp Sweyolakan.
And they're just amazing things that they can do here at this camp as they grow, as they learn, as they become great campers and meaningful individuals as they grow up and learn to grow up here at Sweyolakan.
The camp offers many highlights. One of the main things that linger in the minds and hearts of campers are the fleet of canoes. With some canoes dating back to the 1920s, this is one of the largest camp fleets in the U.S.
The canoes are our flagship, they really are. I'm amazed that they're still here and that they look as good as they do. And I am so thankful for the Restoration Committee that's taking the heart and the energy and the time to put them back to the shape that they were.
Over time, the canoes have been patched up, but have not had full repair and restoration until now.
I returned to camp a couple years ago with the women's retreat, and we're wandering around, and a bunch of us, and we noticed that right off that the canoes were in a state of disrepair, and kind of chewed on that for a while and went on the internet and started looking for resources to help us to maybe put them back into better condition.
So we put our heads together and I said, you figure out how to fix them and I'll figure out how to get the money. So she came up with the numbers of what it cost to, redo each canoe, and the sponsors were just crazy about it.
And then it all came together in 2011, and we had an expert come out for about 10 days of training. We had a group of about 12 of us, and that's really where it all started.
The organizers created a work crew made up mostly of Goldens. Goldens are women who had been on the Sweyolakan staff in the 1960s and 70s. Now the Goldens are in their 60s and 70s. There were a lot of details to learn about planks, ribs, gunnels, keels, and more. And then there was a lot of work to do.
We probably put 800 hours into the 3 canoes we worked on that fall of 2011.
We're getting ready to put the final varnish coat on this afternoon. When we finish, it's nice and smooth, and it will withstand water and elements and children. Then, after all of the woodworking is done on the understructure, we apply canvas, and it is just that, canvas. It comes in big rolls. We put it on the hull of the boat, and then we fill it with a special silica sand mixture. We rub it into the fibers of the canvas so that we get rid of the weave look of the canvas, and it fills it up with the silica sand, and that's what makes it waterproof. It takes a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and a restored canoe like this should be able to go 15 years, perhaps, before it has to have anything major done to it.
Well, I always like to make things and build things and putter around and stuff like that. When I saw the canoes, and they were kind of the pride of camp when we were here.
And it really inspires all of my campers. You can see them come out and they look at the 2 that have been completed, the Kiwanis and the Tyee, and they're like, ooh, pretty. And it makes them want to take those canoes back out again.
It's just so phenomenal how everyone relates to these canoes, and we have kids coming up when we're working in the canoe shed. When can I work on it? What can I do? And of course, they all want to paint, and we say, well, you have to pay your dues and you have to sand. Before you get to paint, you got to sand for a couple days, and it's just phenomenal. Kids that are 16 and 17 up to 70-year-olds.
A lot of that intergenerational communication doesn't happen outside of camp, and so it's really a unique experience for our campers and for the Goldens and the people that are out here working on this committee. And that's something that's special and wonderful about it, and that's pretty cool.
If you have an idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.